Good morning. Considering a very, very powerful portion of Scripture from Proverbs this morning, Proverbs 23, 9 through 11. Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your words. Remove not the old landmark, and enter not into the fields of the fatherless. For their Redeemer is mighty, he shall plead their cause with thee. This is powerfully loaded, powerfully loaded. The entering the fields of the fatherless is speaking directly to orphans, but regarding orphans, but it really applies to all of the children of God. When we remove the old landmark, speaking of Scripture, Scripture is our great old landmark. When we remove the old landmark and we begin to enter in and cause disruptions in other Christians' lives, we are on very dangerous ground because God will plead their cause with us. Oh, you know what? That is a courtroom debate I want nothing to do with. I don't want to enter into your field and begin to judge you and deal with situations in your life, because that's going to cause God to come against me, and I don't need that. God knows I can mess up enough on my own without getting entangled in that. But anyway, I want to launch from that because it talks about removing the old landmark, and as I said, the greatest old landmark we have is Scripture. You know, it takes us back 6,000 years. But here's what Paul said, and this is a powerful, powerful verse, the same vein from the New Testament, 1 Corinthians 15:58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, and just to make it clear, unimmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Now, you know, this is going to touch a little bit. We've come through one of the most tumultuous elections in the history of America. It ranks there with, maybe even exceeds, Jackson's fiasco when Stonewall Jackson ran for president. It was the most dirty political arena you ever saw, but this one is right up there at the top. But what happened, it caused a lot of believers to not be steadfast, to not be immovable, and to stop their labor for the Lord. Now, here's what David had to say in Psalm 62:2. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. That's another powerful portion. People talking about, still talking about, I got to get guns. You know, we got to free America. We got to defend America. Really? How does that fly in the Scripture that says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal? We have spiritual warfare weapons, not carnal warfare weapons. And David said, He, my rock, my only rock, and my salvation, He is my defense, and I shall not be greatly moved. But let's make it stronger than greatly moved. Psalm 62:6, 4 verses later, he says, He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. He kicked it up a notch from greatly moved to I shall not be removed at all. Not at all. And I want to wrap up with 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaks expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. And folks, it doesn't say they'll be lost, doesn't say they're going to hell, but I'll guarantee you when they stand before the Bema, which is the bar of God's judgment of Jesus Christ, when they stand judged for works, they're going to be so bitterly ashamed, so many bitter tears wept. Why? Because in these latter days they allowed seducing spirits to cause them to depart from the faith, not to get lost, not to go to hell, but just to be casualties of war, stumbling around doing nothing for God. Oh, brothers and sisters, don't be one of them. Don't be one of them. Don't be easily moved. Stand steadfast. God bless.